Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting to you just 10 seconds into the semifinal action from Fairfield Woods Middle School. It's the Cats and the Thunderbirds to decide who's going to the championship game. A lot of coverage. Max Costello heading to the free throw line. We'll have an interview with him later on today. Again, the winner going to the championship game. The starters for Fairfield Woods, MJ Lombardi's out there. Declan Sullivan, the 7th grader. SJ Texel-Toritis, the 6th grader, once again in there. Max Costello also in there. You see a missed free throw to begin this game. And then Brady Holt anchoring down low as well with Costello. So that is what we like to call the front court. And then again, in the back court, you have Sullivan and Texel-Toritis, Lombardi kind of playing a guardish forward type position. Over for Tomlinson, Mason Mapuku, Brady Schatzter, Cal Breba, Jackson Gasper, and James Tolman are your starters. Our first road game of the 2024-25 season, live streamed here on the Fairfield Woods Middle School YouTube channel. It's the Thunderbirds and the Wildcats. 2 early misses from Max Costello, and 35 seconds in, we still have no score. Brebbia gets it out, Mapuku. Trying to drive it on Texel-Toritis. Sullivan wanted to get it. Instead, Brebbia grabs it. It's kicked out Schatzter. Schatzter gets it down low, driving in on Texel-Toritis. Ball's on the ground. MJ Lombardi comes away with it. Lombardi with the steal. MJ pushes it up the floor with pace. Gets it out, Sullivan. He was the star for Fairfield Woods against Hillcrest in the first matchup of the postseason. Getting it down low, Costello. There's Holt, fouled on the drive. Brady Holt with a haircut to the line for 2 free throws. Brady Holt, such a dominant player for Fairfield Woods, anchoring the paint. We've seen him play a lot more recently, but again, this is a game where you have 2 very, very aggressive in-town rivals. These teams do not like each other, and the winner goes to the championship game to maybe face Ludlow, the top 3 seeds in this county, all from Fairfield. Spoke with Tomlinson head coach Dan Michelle before the game. He just said, they're game planning similarly as to how they game planned for Fairfield Woods initially when they beat him twice earlier this year. But he also said that Woods is a formidable opponent. He is stressing to this team. He can't stress it enough. He said that they're going to have to do the little things to win. It's going to have to be a very, very aggressive game. And they're going to have to make their shots. Brady Schatzter makes his first shot of the day. It's 3-0 Thunderbirds. Sullivan kicked out Brady Holt in the low post. Max Costello's open. Can't get the right amount of power on it. Now it's Brady Holt. It's been a game decided in the low post. Lombardi also no good. Brady Holt bouncing around and it's in. Brady Holt, 4th time's the charm. And the Cats are on the board from the Tomlinson Gymnasium. Schatzter, he's got the height advantage, guarded by Sullivan on the perimeter. Deep 3-pointer, Schatzter. Bounces off the front of the rim. Costello cleans it up off the glass. And Sullivan's got some time and a fan base for Tomlinson and is booing Declan Sullivan. Lombardi, floater is good. Wildcats have the lead early in this one. 4-3 with 5:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Again, the winner going to the championship game in this semifinal outing. Tomlinson beat Woods twice during the regular season. One of them kind of the low point for Woods about a month ago when they played here. And we're going to hear Max Costello talk about that when we do show that interview. SJ Texel-Toritis out, MJ Lombardi. Driving, floating, no good. There's Costello with the board. That was rejected. Cleaned up by Sam Weber. Eli DeLeon was supposed to start for Tomlinson before the game, though he was a late healthy scratch from the game. So instead, Weber taking his place. Driving in, Mapuku. MJ attacking the opposite sideline. A more mellow coach slip out than we usually see. Getting out Declan Sullivan. Out SJ Texel-Toritis. The ball movement superb for the Cats with 4:25 to go in the first. Lombardi, floater, just did not have the right energy. Shot rolls away, and a stoppage of clock. Many fans both for Fairfield Woods and for Tomlinson, some teachers. Substitute Mr. King, health teacher Mr. Silva, both in attendance for the playoff meeting. MJ wanted to try to get the steal on Schatzter and said he controls it. Costello tips it. He's got to get back in the low post. Can't do it in time. They get it down low. Brady Holt helps him out. Will Bloom rejected. Driving in Weber. Kicked out Schatzter. Schachter. Out Mapuku. 3:47. Terrific ball movement. Ball's on the ground. Fighting for it is Costello. It gets right back in the hands of Bloom. Then Shatker. Going Woods' way. Great aggressive defense. Making a second steal of the afternoon for MJ Lombardi. It's going to be a timeout for Fairfield Woods. The Wildcats are hyped. It's a 4-3 lead for Woods. Real quick, we're going to head to an interview with Max Costello before the game, starting center for Fairfield Woods. Let's hear that. It's a 4-3 start. Spoke with Max before the game today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Coburn here for Fairfield Woods Middle School. I'm joined by star forward for the Fairfield Woods boys basketball team, Max Costello. A matchup later today between Woods and Tomlinson in the semifinal. The winner will go to the championship. Max, thanks for joining me. Talk to me about what the emotions are kind of going into this matchup, not only with the playoff game, but then being an in-town rival as well.
I mean,
what are the emotions like? What are you feeling
it's just
right
hype,
now?
you know.
Yeah.
We've lost them 2 times. I feel like we've the shot though. So.
What makes you feel confident you can respond? What didn't work well against them previously, and what makes you think you can go well
our
today?
first time we played them back, I think it was early January. I was out. I didn't play in that game. And the second time we played them at their court, MJ didn't play a lot. So I feel like now we have a full roster back, our full team ready to go.
Do you feel a little scared you're going into enemy territory, or do you feel like you guys can invade it?
No, we got it. It's us. This is us.
You had a great game against Hillcrest. Talk to me about what worked so well for you in the playoff game.
You know, my rebounds. I feel like my rebounds and my defense. I was on the floor every other time. A lot of boards and putbacks. So.
Yeah, you started every game. You've been with the team. It's your only team, and obviously you'll be going to high school next year. It's your only year with the team. But just talk to me about how much this win would mean for this team, not only with it being in the playoffs chasing a championship, but again, with it coming against Tomlinson as well.
I mean, it puts us on the leaderboard because we're a young team. We only have 6 8th graders. All teams only have 8th graders. I mean, we're a young team. We feel really good. We're the underdogs, really. So we're the only team that's lost to both schools. So I feel like we win this, we put ourselves in the spot. So.
Max, thank you so much.
No
I know
problem,
obviously you're very excited to watch it again.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're returning to you here from Tomlinson Middle School, down the court and scoring Will Blum. Unfortunately, he missed a possession as that interview played out. Fairfield Woods, a few offensive rebounds they got on that possession. Brady Holt, a key part of that. Though on the other end, Tomlinson was able to get it and score. There's another offensive rebound. MJ Lombardi. Puts it up and in. 6-5. The score in favor of the Cats. Blum. Driving down, blowing by Lombardi. Now it's Shacker. Attacking down low toward the baseline. Weber with a shorter Costello. And Max is called for contact. Shooting 2 shots at the line is Sean Weber of the Thunderbirds. Spoke with Coach Libow before this pivotal matchup. He said he likes to compartmentalize things. He doesn't really like to talk about the revenge factor with Fairfield Woods, losing to Tomlinson 2 years ago in the playoffs before he jumped on board and then losing to them twice this year. He said it's just all about execution, just playing their game offensively and defensively. That is going to be the glue to victory. I mean, to me, I think the main thing we've seen is the rebounding for Fairfield Woods. They got 10 rebounds already, a bevy of them offensively, just showing how efficient, how productive they've been on the glass. Will Hall and Owen Welk are both in for Fairfield Woods, while starters Max Costello and S.J. Texel-Torides have taken a sit. Welk, welcome to the basketball game. Shot, not enough on it, going Tomlinson's way. And Hall and this entire Woods crowd questioning it, as is Coach Libow. Mapuku drives right by Hall. Gets himself with a favorable edge. Driving in is Weber. Shot is no good. He's got Jackson Gasper next to him. Still going Woods' way with some deflections. Will Hall working with Declan Sullivan. Sullivan started his first game of the season where he kind of got, first game the entire year where he got really large amount of minutes and was a really big productive player for Fairfield Woods. His first game where he did that, he started, it was against Tomlinson back at home on January the 9th. That broadcast was brought to you by Taste of Everest. And Fairfield Woods, 34-15 was their lead in the middle of the third quarter, and they ended up blowing a 19-point home lead. So, as Max said, they feel like they're the underdog. There's definitely a revenge factor in play, and that's been big for them. In this matchup, we see MJ Lombardi attack down low. Again, that's kind of been the story for Fairfield Woods. Shot doesn't have enough on it. Will Hall cleans it up. You got Will Hall and Brady Holt down there. Holt's got 6 boards already. Lombardi driving, count it, and the foul! It's the MJ Lombardi show from Tomlinson, and the Cats are loving it with 1:03 left to go in this opening quarter. Lombardi's got 8 and a chance for 9 at the free throw line. And MJ, it feels like when the shot is on, it's on. In the regular season finale at home against Hillcrest, he had 27 points, which was up there for some of the most points in the history of the Woods program. And then fouls it up and did not make his first field goal until late in the fourth quarter in the last matchup. So we see 9 points from him already. That's even more than he had against Hillcrest in the quarterfinal meeting. So if this is going to be the MJ Lombardi day, that's a scary thought for Tomlinson, as when MJ's on, he's on. Christian Thomas, end of the game, locked up in the corners, got to get it back out. Mason Mapuku's there, guarded by the taller Will Hall, but he's got the speed as he attacks. Now it is Thomas with a kick-out floater rejected. And they call a foul. Coach Lippow jumping up and down like he's using a jump rope in confusion after the MJ Lombardi foul. Frankly, I am confused as well. Will Blum will now go to the free throw line for 2 opportunities from the charity stripe. MJ this season averaging 17 points a game, 5 rebounds, averaging over a steal, shooting 44% from the field. Now, those are the numbers that Fairfield Woods has Fairfield Woods has at home in terms of their production in the games that we broadcasted. So we know what MJ could do. He brings it up the court here with Declan Sullivan. Fairfield Woods controlling an 11-6 lead with 26 seconds to go. It's going to stay with Fairfield Woods, even though Sullivan was starting to lose his dribble. Every time Sullivan seems to be touching the ball, this Tomlinson crowd is having a response, screaming boo, as most fan bases do about a player. So that's something to keep an eye on throughout the entire game, if Sullivan can kind of respond to the hate coming from this Tomlinson crowd. Mapuku out, Blum grabbing it with one hand, attacking with the other. It's a great look. No, not a great execution on the shot. 9 seconds for Lombardi after Brady Holt gets his 7th rebound of the opening quarter. Woods has got 6 seconds to materialize some offensive action. Sullivan's cutting. They just got to get it in. They get it. MJ Lombardi, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. They don't have much time. What? Lombardi's just got to get it up. He does! And beats the buzzer with it! If Woods goes on to win, this may be called the MJ Lombardi quarter. Not 9 points, 11 of Woods' 13 points, and they lead by 7 after the first 8-minute period. You have got to be kidding me. MJ Lombardi coming out firing for Fairfield Woods. They lead 13-6 after 1 quarter. Sorry, a technical difficulty on the producing end. 15 seconds here into the first quarter. We got you action from Fairfield Woods. It was all, from Tomlinson between the Cats and the Thunderbirds. We've got yourself a great start for Fairfield Woods, assuming Woods fans are watching here on the Fairfield Woods Middle School YouTube channel. MJ Lombardi, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 of 8 shooting, a buzzer beater in end one. He had it all in that opening frame. The Cats lead 13-6. Just over 8 minutes into this meeting. Again, the winner to the championship game shot too much. Declan Sullivan grabbing the board with tenaciousness. Costello, Will Hall. Wasn't known for his scoring during the regular season, him being Will Hall. Only averaged about a point per game in his time, but also would rack up some steals. A great defensive player. Woods is able to get it back after the missed opportunity. Brady Holtz down to the low post. It's deflected off of a Tomlinson defender. Eli DeLeon wasn't here for the beginning to start, but does make an appearance coming off the bench. Hall to inbound. It's Sullivan too high for the shorter 7th grader as it's turned over a minute into this opening frame. DeLeon grabs a loose ball. Mapuku. Max Costello tries to get it. As he tries to go for the steal, trips Thomas. They'll call a foul on Costello, who is slow to get up. Again, we spoke with Max, and you could just see how locked in he is and how much he is fighting with his team to try to get to this spot. And I think that's something that you have to put into consideration. I mean, this team wants it. They only have 6 8th graders. That's a lower total than most, but you see Costello checking out for Taxel Toritis, but he wants it. Taxel Toritis, a 6th grader. He wants it. It's a well-rounded team. As Coach Schlipphouse said last week, they're peaking at the right time, and they want to make a championship appearance for the 2nd consecutive season. 13-8 is your score, though, after the quick 2 off the inbound for Tomlinson. Blum and Schachter each have 4 of the Tomlinson's 8. Lombardi kind of been going to the floater today. Wasn't there on that mid-range attempt with 6:31 to go. It's some Woods fans passing back. A large Woods fan section at this basketball game. You'll love to see it, whether that's teachers, parents, students. Woods coming just 15 minutes across town to support their boys basketball team. Again, 2 more games for all the glory. And personally, my final year announcing, so kind of a bittersweet ending on the way. Brady Price checking in for MJ Lombardi, though down low. Jackson Gasper, his first points of the day. Timeout for Tomlinson. It's a 4-0 run. Head coach Dan Michelle is hyped about it. Wildcats still lead by 3, though with 6:08 left to go in the second. Path continues to become harder, this Tomlinson team. They're like cockroaches. They just won't give up. Returning to you, action for Fairfield Woods. The same lineup after the timeout that they went into the timeout with. Gasper driving down the court. No contact, no basket. Off of the Woods turnover, off of the inbound after the timeout. 3-pointer, Taxel Toritis. Not enough on it. The form's always there for SJ. Though, I mean, the efficiency has kind of been his key thing. Shot over 50% in home games and televised home games this year. So he's a very efficient shooter, though wasn't efficient against Hillcrest in the quarterfinal meeting. Misses that one. Sullivan back on the other end. Misses it at the free throw line. Mapuku's got Price with him in terms of defensively. He's got Schachter with him on his own team. Can't reach the rim. And there seems to all of a sudden, the jitters seem to be picking up now as we get a closer and closer game in more important and more important territory as we continue to close in on the end of this basketball game, but we're not even there. We're only 11 minutes in, 5 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Fairfield Woods still controlling a 13-10 lead. Those 13 points, all of which scored in the first quarter. Jackson Gasper running into the locker room. We don't know what that is about. We'll check in on that as soon as we see fit. Checking back in for him. His first time in the game all day. Jackson Wormley. Mason Mapuku blows right by Will Hall as he attacks the rim. They say Hall got a hand on him, and Will's trying to get an explanation from the referee. Mason Mapuku has 2 free throws incoming. If you're Fairfield Woods in this game, I mean, this is a very tough environment to win in. I mean, this is a team, as Costello mentioned, that Woods really wants to beat. A team that they know Woods can, that they know they can beat, but at the same time, blew a 19-point lead to them at home. And I mean, this was a season that was derailing in the wrong direction as we enter the new year for Tomlinson. And then all of a sudden they turned it around and found success with it. And one win against Fairfield Woods, they turned it around, ended up beating Woods again the very next week. And now find themselves in the position to have a home playoff game. So Will Hall, Brady Price checking out, Costello and Lombardi, the 8th grade duo checking in. But this is a team that wants to win and is winning at the current time, 13-11 in enemy territory. Ball bounces towards the announcer's booth, where I'm sitting currently. Usually we get an up high seat at Fairfield Woods. Today at Tomlinson, we're getting our little courtside view. Very exciting. We thank Mr. Formato, head coach Stan Michelle, and all the great people over at Tomlinson Middle School for having us to stream this game. We obviously know they're having a Fairfield Woods broadcasting team, so we appreciate them having the rival middle school's broadcasting team to come to this game. 4:34 left to go in this first quarter. More boos when Sullivan touches the basketball, and more woes when MJ Lombardi touches it. 13-11 is your score. Damn, Michelle hyped, as is this Tomlinson crowd. They got the basketball back. More fans entering, one of which, Claire Holt, one of the star players on the girls' basketball team last year. Her brother, Brady, now one of the key parts of what Woods is doing on this championship run. She checks into the audience, but Puku attacks on Costello and doesn't find much success with it. The jump ball and a possession arrow that is pointing in the Fairfield Woods direction. Taxilteritis with press applied with 4:19 to go in the second quarter. Taxilteritis has to wait. They got to get it above it 8 seconds. And Costello, the ball, fighting for it. It bounces around. Then gets it down to Sullivan. An unlucky break for Tomlinson. One of the luckier of the afternoon for Woods. The ball bounces around. Sullivan gets open and lays it in for his first points of the afternoon. The Cats have their first points of the second quarter, and they lead by 4. Cal Brebbia, guarded by Welk. Currently playing in a zone, Costello and Holt. Taking it down low. Taxilteritis trying to keep up with Schachter. Oh, and Welk overcommits the wrong way. Mapuku, beautiful dribbling, and executes off the backboard. They're booing Sullivan. Ball bouncing toward the sideline. Off of Sullivan, going Tomlinson's way. And the boos may be causing some jitters from Declan Sullivan, who again continues to get scrutinized by a packed Tomlinson crowd. Mason Mapuku again driving by Holt. He's had that advantage all day. Jackson Gasper back in from the locker room, back into the basketball game, and drives in. Draws contact. 2 free throws on the way for Gasper. 15-13 is currently your score a very tight basketball game, and that's what kind of everybody was expecting. You see a lot of Woods fans here, a lot of Tomlinson fans here, just a lot of people excited about what this matchup could entail. And again, I mean, Coach Lipow, he's like he doesn't want to make this a revenge factor, but like when you're playing a team like this, but he's like, this is a great team, and Woods wants to beat them, and this would be a huge statement for them. Of course, they go to a championship game, and if they lose, a glorious season comes to an end. But there's also the extra element of the possibility if Fairfield Woods wins this game and then maybe goes on to beat Ludlow in the championship game. I mean, that's a Fairfield Woods town. The top 3 seeds in this county, all in Fairfield, Tomlinson, Ludlow, and Woods. Woods trying to make their mark known as the 3rd seed in this county. Welk's shot was no good, gets it back after some offensive rebounds, floating it, and the shot just has too much air on it. Coming away with it, Eli DeLeon, Max Costello. That goes for the dive and gets called for a foul. Costello seems frustrated with the way he's played, and he does so much, but offensively he hasn't been as potent as he was against Hillcrest. And you can see he's gotten banged up a little bit, kind of limping slowly back to the other side of the court. And he's going to take a seat on the far side, the far right side of the bench. Will Hall's going to check in for him. Costello, a little bit of frustration. We are now tied from Tomlinson. DeLeon scratched out of the starting lineup last minute. And now he is back in. Shout out to our movie cameraman, Parshwa Shaw. Me and producer Orav, we've kind of nicknamed him the P-Dub Mover. Like he's a WP and he's a mover. He's going to be our movie camera throughout today's game. We appreciate Parshwa and his services on the stream. Second free throw no good, though Tomlinson gets it back after a few deflections. 3-pointer off the inbound, Mapuku just not there. SJ Taxil-Turitis, a donut on the score sheet thus far for the starting guard. He'll look to get his day going. Brady Holt knocked in 2 points early. He's almost got 10 rebounds. He's got 9 of them with 2:28 to go in the second quarter. Taxil-Turitis has Will Hall with him. Hall's at the baseline, gets it out. Will Hall towards the free throw line. Excuse me, that's Brady Holt. Holt drives it in, and he gets it to go. Coach Lipow saying to D up. Brady Holt got his second bucket of the day. He's got 4 points, 9 boards. What a day it has been for him. Will Blum's able to control it, getting it to Brady Shaxter. There's SJ Taxil-Turitis, pickpocketing defensively. That's the help Coach Lipow was talking about. Sullivan, shot way off. Paxton Kofed. How do you like that? Kofed into the game for Owen Wilk. Brady Holt driving, and we'll have 2 free throws on the way. You gotta love Coach Lipow's scheme. Paxton Kofed, who has not played in weeks, checks into this basketball game for Fairfield Woods, hoping to make his presence known. Brady Holt missed 2 free throws early. He'll get 2 more, and we'll hope to tack on these currently. One more for Holt, and he cashes it in. Fairfield Woods now taking a 3-point lead. Brady Holt didn't play much toward the beginning of the season, though Coach Lipow continued to put more trust in him throughout the year. Averaged over 7 rebounds per game in the games we televised, and against Tomlinson, had 17 rebounds. So he's got 9 already. Not shocking to see him make an impact. Then he comes down on the defensive end and gets a block. Then gets back again after Taxil-Turitis blows the coverage, if you will. Brabia, his shot floating away. It's all about doing those little things, as Tomlinson head coach Dan Michelle talked about, and Woods converting on those minute details. Leading by 3 and getting the ball with 1:21 to play in the half. Sullivan with pace. Hall screens for him. Taxel at the wing. Gets it back off the pass. Will Blum now attacks on Brady Holt. He gets in the way, but with contact, and he's shocked about it. I do believe that was a foul there on Holt, and Will Blum will go to the line for 2 free throws. You can see the aggressive and physical nature from both of these teams. It's getting heated. Players are fighting for basketballs. There's a lot of contact, a lot of aggressiveness, more blocks than we usually see. The aggressive approach both of these teams are bringing is clearly evident from both sidelines, and both coaches are endorsing it as well. Folks, 18-16 is currently your score in favor of Woods with just under 32 seconds left to go in this first half. We are in for a great game. No team, I don't think, is really going to prevail until the end of this basketball game. We are in for incredible action. You could just watch the way this game's playing out, watch the heart that both of these teams play with. It's evident. Both of these teams want it, and only one of them can get it. And most likely have us meeting with Ludlow in the championship game. Currently, as we speak, Roger Ludlow facing Worcester Middle School in Stratford, who Woods beat to get to the championship last year. Worcester playing them now. Ludlow, the 1 seed, Worcester, the 5th seed. So Ludlow is favored to win that matchup and have their quest to a three-seed. Declan Sullivan gets rejected heavily. Habermeyer tries to control it. He can't. Taxel Lombardi. Real quick back in. MJ. 10 seconds left. Lombardi's got 13 of Woods 20. The Cats lead by 4. Okuku's got 5 seconds. Guarded by Hall. Chucks it up on a step back. No good. MJ. Another chuck. Also no good. Back and forth basketball. Aggressive basketball. We got a game for you, ladies and gentlemen, from Fairfield Woods Middle School. Wow. Going into the locker room, 20-16 your score. The Cats currently have the advantage, but it's anyone's game going into this second half of action. We're going to have a halftime show for you guys, but first, let's take a look at our boys basketball hype video. We were showing some parts of it earlier. Let's hype up this boys basketball team at Fairfield Woods as they head into 2 more quarters to possibly make the championship game.
Change, but it was just a dream.
on your phone.
We still do need to work. That's how I can get it.
What's up to yourself?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're returning to you from action from Tomlinson Middle School. 3:10 left to go before we reach the second half of action and 16 minutes to decide which team is going to the championship game. The main thing I want to talk about is we're talking about the aggressiveness and everything. The main thing for me that I've seen for Fairfield Woods, it's been the rebounding. Obviously 9 for Brady Holt. We've talked about that, 5 points for Brady as well. But we see, Max Costello 3, Will Hall 3. We saw Sullivan grab a board. MJ's got 2. Wilkes got 2. You add that together, 5 plus 6 plus 9. You guys could do that math. That's 20 rebounds in one half of basketball for Fairfield Woods Middle School. They're getting the second chance looks, and it's allowing them to possibly win this game. In terms of Tomlinson, it's very clear that Mason Mapuku is controlling the offense. He's been given the keys to this offense as they look to try to win this basketball game and head to the championship. However, it also has been Will Blum. He's been great. Brady Schechter, he's been great. Those 3 players are really going to be the offensive difference makers you're going to see here in this second half of action. Again, the winner going to the championship game. We're going to head to a quick break before we come right back for the second half of action.
Just check out my food. Yeah, no, you're not getting it. Those? Yeah, good boy.
Hey, Aiden, Ian, you guys are being recorded live right now. That'll get them talking.
Whoa. You guys
No, can't put it next to each other. Next to each other.
stick it here. Tell us.
Ours.
Just wait for
Feel it? It's like up top, all the way up there. Put it there. Which one? The high corner. What are you going?
Like here. No.
Returning to you for action here from Fairfield Woods. Real quick, before the second half starts, I want to show you a quick interview. Miss Fermato, Fairfield Woods language arts teacher. Mr. Fermato, the principal of Tomlinson. Let's show that real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here from Tomlinson Middle School here at halftime of this Fairfield Woods Tomlinson game. I'm here with the Tomlinson principal, Mr. Fermato, Woods language arts teacher, and Woods Family Feud champion, I may add. Mrs. Fermato, we're talking about this rivalry game. Both of you guys are facing off. Different sides of the spectrum, though. Talk to me about how you guys are handling your competitive differences here in this rivalry game.
Well, I know that Tomlinson's going to win, so I'm going into this very confidently. But, it's going to be a good game, and I'll be respectful, so we'll allow Ms. Fermato to speak.
Okay, there's a lot on the line here. My kids are getting offered extra credit for winning this game to beat Tomlinson. So yes, while I applaud the good sportsmanship, go Woods.
It sure will be an interesting fight. Ms. Fermato, Mr. Fermato,
obviously you don't want to cheer against your husband's school, you don't want to cheer against your wife's school, but like, how are you handling it? Can we at least say that the winner of this, if Tomlinson wins, you'll cheer for Tomlinson, and if Woods wins, you'll cheer for Woods? Or is there still going to be kind of in spite of each other?
I cheer for the students. I think as long as they're doing a good job and working hard, I'm proud of them. So go Fairfield.
I was just going to say the same thing. We love watching them. This is a lot of fun. So we'll cheer for whoever wins today.
We got one thing in common. We don't like Ludlow. Guys, thank you so much. Mr. Famato, we appreciate it.
Very good.
You only missed 5 seconds of action as that interview concluded. Will Hall driving to the rim, going to the free throw line. First one, good for number 13 in white and blue. Again, Will Hall, usually not that offensive type player, been playing more in this matchup. Max Costello, usually a player who's playing, close to every minute of every game, second on the team in minutes per game during their home season, right? He's not playing much, so they're putting more in the hands of Will Hall, and that'll obviously be an interesting situation. We'll see how that plays out. Sullivan and Taxel Tirides not on the same page. The sixth grader loses it as Tomlinson will get the basketball back. And Max Costello mentioned this earlier on an interview, but for Woods, they have not been at full strength when they faced Tomlinson. They were without Costello, who had a personal family matter when they played at home, and then the very next week, MJ Lombardi was not 100%, kind of dealing with some injuries, and again, just wasn't 100% for that matchup, and was limited in terms of his productivity. So they said, finally, they're fully healthy, and that's an opportunity for Woods to finally execute. A huge shove. Jackson Gasper getting really physical with Declan Sullivan, and his Woods teammates were warning him for taking a fall for his team. Now Cats will inbound it down low, on the side. They just referee switching the position. Will Hall from the baseline. Taxel Tirides driving underneath. Paxton Kofet. Out Sullivan at the point. Taxel Tirides. Those are the three guards. And it's Holt and Hall in the front court. Taxel Tirides can't get it to fall. Brabia. Three-pointer. That would have tied the game for Brady Shacker. Is he going to get another look at it? Hits the pause button before doing so. Three-pointer. Now it's DeLeon. That one also with too much power. Mapuku. That one off the back of the rim. Three great looks. Three misses for Tomlinson. They lose out on their opportunity to possibly cut into the deficit or tie the basketball game with 6:25 to go in the third quarter. Taxel Tirides. Mapuku. Successful dribble moves with the steal. Gets it out Brabia, driving in on Hall. Down low DeLeon with Kofet. Three-pointer on the other end. Rolling around, no good for Brady Schechter. Ironic to be saying the Kofet last name in a semifinal game, as obviously Hudson Kofet's game against Worcester was the story. Had over 20 points at halftime last year for Fairfield Woods. He's now moved on to high school at Fairfield Ludlow, but his brother taking his place, playing those semifinal minutes when it matters most, trying to clinch a championship berth. Woods will take it out from out of bounds. Will Hall, the catalyst from the sideline after the foul. Let's get a quick view of our movie camera we got over here. Parshwa Shaw, our movie camera, getting you this great footage. Brady Holt. They call a foul in the low post in the interior. Woods will get it back. Max Costello into the basketball game. S.J. Taxel Tirides takes a rest. So now you have Hall, Holt, and Costello down low. Very impressive. Sullivan trying to work behind on the inbound. They just got to get it in. They get it in. Kofed. Hall releases it, then gets it back. Costello in the low post. Quick pass Sullivan. Pauses as he waits for his teammates to catch up. 5:38. Mapuku does it again. He's unbelievable. Spinning around. Mason Mapuku. One of the better plays I've seen, except couldn't knock down the shot. Falling to the ground. DeLeon fighting for it. It's going to stay with Tomlinson on the jump ball. Paxton Kofed's going to check out for SJ Taxil-Toritis. It looked like Sullivan was going to run out. Instead, he stayed, so it'll be Sullivan and Taxil-Toritis manning the backcourt. Brabia, some jitters. He loses the basketball out of bounds, 2:30 into this third quarter. Hall gets it back at the point, penetrates towards the rim, drives, and he's fouled. Will Hall, limping afterwards, got hurt right in the upper leg area and just struggling to get to the free throw line. He is going to get there. His teammates Brady Holt and Max Costello giving him a hand, and Coach Lippow assessing the situation. Will Hall does have to shoot 2 free throws. They can't reward someone else those free throw shots. So assuming Hall is okay, which it appears he is, he'll go to the line for 2. The first one, no good, and you can see he's not putting the full weight into it. Unfortunate to see an injury step into such a pivotal game like this. Ian, free throws, Hall. Makes 2 of the 4. Has made 2 of his 4 all day, excuse me. No good, Holt the rebound. Woke up to double digits in the rebounding department, Brady Holt. SJ Taxil-Toritis really wanted to try that from the wing. Instead, he hesitated and got it back to his point guard. Holt fighting for it, kick out, Hall. Not a good angle, Costello, a good angle, he draws contact. Blum gets too physical. Max Costello to the charity stripe. One of them falls for Costello. Holt's shot. Too much. Tomlinson tries to save that. I think it was actually going off of Fairfield Woods. A miscommunication. Our moving camera getting the look at it. Hall will get it in Tomlinson territory. Costello comes to get it. Drives. And another foul. Christian Thomas et al. Costello staying poised, staying locked in. Going to the free throw line is Max. Are you updating the right one? Tomlinson? Mapoku at the wing. Cash money. 3-point game. Hall grabs it. Tomlinson applying the press. Hall getting the call on the foul. Already 5 of them for Tomlinson. Woods has already entered the bonus. They've done a great job at drawing contact, staying physical, getting those rebounds, as we mentioned at halftime. The offensive rebounds have been limited, though they're still looking sharp. Will Hall to the line for 2. Hall misses both. The free throw shooting Clearly in frustration for this Woods crowd. Will Hall tries to make up for it with the steal. Can't get it. Instead, Mapuku. Great ball movement. Thomas. Declan Sullivan. A steal as pivotal as ever. Texel Tiritis out Hall. Woods slows it down. Holt. Spinorama. Drive. Foul. Brady Holt. 2 more at the charity stripe. Both fall at the most critical time possible for Brady Holt. Hall gets it. Hall gets it on the steal. He's been so great defensively for Fairfield Woods. And is even making an impact offensively. He's played this entire half. Sullivan. Accuracy a little bit off. Just under 5 minutes into this quarter. Only 3 to go. To Leon. 2-point game. A lower scoring affair to say the least, and I think that comes with physicality, in-town rivalry, semifinal. You're going to see a lot more defensive potency, and there hasn't been one offensive piece that's just gone crazy. I mean, MJ Lombardi had 11 points in the first quarter. He's had 2 since. Hardly played in the second, hasn't played in the third. So I think it just demonstrates the defensive mindset both of these teams are bringing to the table. And that's why Will Hall, I think, is a perfect player for this kind of game, because he can penetrate to the rim, a very physical forward, plays extremely well defensively. I mean, he has 2 steals today. What a game it's been for Will Hall. He's got 2 shots at the free throw line, and he is clearly having his best offensive day of the season. Will's got 1 more. The struggle is real from the free throw line.
Come on, Mason.
Three-pointer! Cash money! Jackson Wardley, 27-26. Tomlinson's got the lead. Comes out of nowhere, too. Sullivan drives, waits. Lombardi. Here comes Superman. Couldn't fly his way to a bucket there. Slowing it down. Will Hall. Another rebound. Lombardi rejected. Eli to Leon. Woods gets it back. Brady Schechter trying to do too much, though they will continue to press. MJ. Costello. He's got Hole if he wants him. He's got Hole if he wants him. He takes it himself. No good. Holt cleans it up instead. Brady Holt, the offensive rebound in the bucket. He's got 8 points and 12 rebounds. Oh my goodness. Brady Holt. Hall waits. Woods has got a 1-point lead with 1:14 to play in the quarter. Brady Holt just doing his thing with his sister in the crowd. Brady Holt going to the line for 2 shots. Let's talk about Brady. 8th grader, forward from Holland Hill Elementary. Previous basketball experience. He's played with FBA and AAU. He said his season goal was to score, which is actually ironic because, yes, he's got 8 points, but his strategy all season averaged 3 points a game during home games this season. Kind of what's made him so prominent has been his defensive nature and his rebounding. It hasn't actually been his scoring. He's also a football player. And again, sister Claire Holt, the leader of the girls basketball team last year. So the Holt family knows how to play basketball at Fairfield Woods. They know how to succeed. And Brady's played just as much as any player on the court today. And his impact has been substantial, though he misses 2 free throws there. He's gotten to the line 10 times. He's only made 4 of those attempts. Despite his defensive consistencies, it'll stay with Tomlinson after the missed looks. They're getting.
Hey Woods, sorry for the brief stop in play for these couple of moments that we have experienced some technical difficulties, but we'll pick up footage later in the game. Woods, it looks like we are back once again, and we are in the lead this time. No audio at this time, unfortunately, but we'll get the commentary back to you in just a few moments.
Sorry, folks, I think we had some technical difficulties. But now we are back. Declan Sullivan, a drive, 4 fouls on Tomlinson at the current time. And that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Woods may be able to get in the bonus a little bit early. 3:12 here left to go in this quarter. MJ Lombardi. Guarded by Mapuku. That's kind of been the one-on-one matchup throughout this game. MJ had 11 in the first quarter, been quiet since, gets it out Brady Holt. Wrap around Sullivan, fakes it. Instead, it's a wrap around the hall. Lombardi's open, cutting. Oh, yeah! Woods leads by 6 with 2:42 to play. Three-pointer Schechter. That was a rush look. MJ making him pay for it. Attacks the baseline. He's got Costello. Count it! And 1! Max Costello loves it. You guys hear the chants? We are Woods. Unbelievable. A few substitutions, actually one. Cal Brebbia checking in for Will Blum for Tomlinson. Just a second ago, it was 43-39. Instead here, 2:27 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's 47-39. Make it 48-39. Lead is up to 9 for Fairfield Woods after Costello puts in the free throw. What he and Lombardi have done cannot go unnoticed. Mapuku in the corner. Brevia! Way off! I guess they say deflected. It'll stay with Tomlinson, out of bounds. Schachter just has to get it in. Mapuku's there. Coach Limbaugh saying, watching inbounder. And Mapuku trades a 3 on him during the miscommunication. The deficit's down to 6. Tomlinson ain't giving up, and they're pressing. MJ Lombardi. Gives it away. Tomlinson gets it back. Ball's rolling. That would be going to Woods. It is going to Woods. 4 players on this side of half court. Getting it to Lombardi with open space. He's got Holt. Deflected. Gasper. Lombardi in and fight for it. They call a jump ball. Jump ball has a possession arrow pointing in Woods' direction. The refs are discussing. The players huddling around Tomlinson's way. Next jump ball will go to Woods. If there is to be a foul, Tomlinson in the bonus, they have 5. Hard to even hear yourself think when you have a game like this. Everyone's ecstatic. Everyone's excited. Mapuku, 3-point game! The guts from Mason Mapuku! They called a foul. Sullivan was driving by Brevia. Brevia had to make some contact. Cal Brevia's foul. Going to turn into one of the most important of the afternoon. Declan Sullivan is going to the free throw line for 2 shots. Declan Sullivan had a slower start, though has turned it around. He's 4 of 11 from the field. He's got 12 points today. And Declan Sullivan, the 7th grader, his presence just so important. And again, it was Woods' home game against Tomlinson, where he really came on to the scene and showed how great of a player he was. Sullivan, the biggest free throw of his career, goes down, makes the lead to 2 possessions. Extends it. Sullivan hits the front rim. Brebbia attacks. Gets it, Gasper. Mapuku, he's been the story. That fairy tale doesn't end well for Tomlinson. 135. It's a 3-on-0 for Woods. Brady Holt, defenders getting back. Holt's shot is way off. He doesn't use the backboard. Mapuku, down by 4. Step back, 3-pointer. Way off. Gasper, also no good. One team has got to slow this down. Woods is going to be the one to do it. Lombardi, 70 seconds. MJ, poised, caught, collected. Costello, who did the touch off? They say off Costello. That was a close call. I do think it was off Max. The pass was intended for Max, obviously, from Lombardi. 62 seconds to play. We're going to head to a quick break. Oh, my goodness. 49-45. We will have a great finish from Tomlinson Middle. We're returning to you from action from Tomlinson Middle School between the Thunderbirds and the Wildcats. Clock is ticking if Tomlinson wants to win this game. They did rule it off Costello, so they're going to let it roll. Clock won't start till Mapuku picks it up. 59 seconds to play. Mapuku trying to figure things out, has it at the point. He's been the story late. Schechter, 1 point game. What a play off the timeout. 49-48 is your score. I mentioned it was lower scoring earlier. The scoring has picked up. Sullivan, hard contact, going Tomlinson's way. They've gotten the fans back into it. Tomlinson down by 1, and they'll get the basketball. Schechter to inbound. Oh my goodness. Schechter to inbound to Mapuku. He does. Guarding it at the point. DeLeon guarded by Costello. Up toward the 3-point line. They only need a point to tie it, so a free throw, and you got a tie game at 49. Clock is ticking at 23 seconds. Mapuku waits. Penetrates. Gets it out, Schechter. Lombardi's guarding him tight. 16 seconds. They may try to hold this out till the final shot. Mapuku down low, Brevia. Costello guarding tightly. 3-pointer. No. DeLeon fakes him in range. Way off. Fighting around. Mapuku. No. Fighting for it. Will Hall's got it. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Woods fighting it out. No time left. Fairfield Woods to the championship. The Wildcats are a game away. The Wildcats are a game away. Lost to them in the playoffs 2 years ago. Lost to them twice this year. Fairfield Woods making their presence heard on the road. They go into their in-town rival and say, we got it. One more game, and Woods is the champs. Wow. What a finish. Mason Mapuku, what a game. MJ Lombardi, what a game. Declan Sullivan, Brady Holt on the glass. We had some technical difficulties, but we've never been more happy to get to the end of this marvelous basketball game. We're going to wrap it up right here. Let's try to get my face in here. Folks, this is my final year announcing for Fairfield Woods. I got one more game to do this before I got to wrap it up. And Woods is going to be in the championship to do it. The Wildcats are 1 game away. And depending on the result, they may finally be able to get their revenge against Ludlow. A cheer for Fairfield Woods. This team has the championship identity and the possibility to go all the way. We're going to wrap it up right here from Fairfield Woods Middle School. Sorry for the confusion. Sorry for the stream going on and off. But we were able to get to you that ending, and there's never been a crazier ending. MJ Lombardi and the Wildcats do it again. 49-48. One more game, it'll be the championship. The Cats look to chase that beloved trophy.